This is the best moments of the BBQ Central Show in 10 minutes or less. Ever wish you could re-listen to your favorite interview or segment? Do you enjoy hearing older shows for the first time in years? Then the best moments of the BBQ Central Show in 10 minutes or less is just what you need. Thanks for listening and enjoy the show.
Hello, John Solberg here, your host for the best moments of the BBQ Central Show in 10 minutes or less. And you know, I'm always happy to tell you this show is brought to you by Green Mountain Grills. And for more than 17 years, Green Mountain Grills has brought the smoke to the competition scenes and backyards all over the world. Their Venturi-style fire blocks delivers the cleanest 150-degree smoke in the pellet game. Their newly redesigned 2025 Prime 2.0 grills blend the proven technology of the past with the technology of the future. Green Mountain Grills is the original innovator of all things Wi-Fi, and they continue to give the user granular options to control their grills in any environment from anywhere. They also got a ton of accessories. They got pizza ovens, they got rotisseries, they got add-on side burners. Go check all this out and more over at greenmountaingrills.com. That's greenmountaingrills.com, and I have pulled a nice section of a really great show for you today, and I'm going to let Greg introduce it.
All right, as promised, my next guest has been doing very well in the competition circuit for a number of years now. He began competing seriously in 1999 and has since compiled quite a resume to include KCBS Team of the Year in 2006, where he won an amazing 11 Grand Championships and 11 Reserve Grand Championships. He's been first runner-up for Team of the Year in 2004 and 2007, and as we'll talk about here in a second, has seen a lot of success at the American Royal Contest over the years, to include this past weekend where he won Grand Championship honors at the open portion of this event. They're currently ranked 6th overall in the Team of the Year chase. So let's go ahead and race over to the hotline. Bring up friend of the show and a guy I always love to talk barbecue with, pitmaster of Lotta BBQ team, Mike Davis, joining us here on the show. Mike, how are you, buddy?
I'm doing good, Greg. How are you?
I'm doing absolutely fabulous, Mike. Thanks for asking. And first of all, congratulations on another great effort at the American Royal. You've had a few days away from it now, so let's take the invitational portion first. You finished very respectable 19th overall out of 132 teams. You were in the top half or better of all your turn-ins. Is it a testament to the competition you go up against in the invitational portion, or was something a little off with the turn-ins on this side of the event?
No, I think it's a testament to what you turn in. I think we don't do anything different when we go to the Royal than we do any time all year. I do think maybe the judges have a higher expectation to judge the invitational at the Royal, because that's kind of the best of the best is assembled there that they're going to get. So I think maybe expectations go up a little bit.
Mike Davis joining us. His website, by the way, if you want to check him out and see where he'll be at, lottabullbbq.com. Mike, so during that extensive 6 or 7 minutes you take to rest up before starting for the open portion of the cook, there's going to be about 5 times more teams in that event than there was the night before. You've been here before. You've won here before, especially the open portion of the competition. Do you and Debbie have separate plans of attack for each night, or do you work the same plan regardless?
No, we work the same plan regardless. It's too late in the year, and it's too hard to remember any changes. So we just go with what we know to do.
Now, I wonder, it would seem perhaps funny to ask you this, Mike, but do you and Debbie taste your turn-ins prior to running them over to the judges' tent?
I never taste them. She always does. That's kind of the thing, when we cook a competition, we cook 10 pieces of chicken, 2 racks of ribs, 2 butts, and 2 briskets. So, there's we don't have a lot of room for error there. She decides of that 2 pieces of those, the bigger meats, which one to turn in. So,
do you do any type of, after it's cut, ready to go in the box, that final testing, do you ever go in and re-season a little bit to add a little kick or take something away from it in order to present it best to the judges, or it just tastes good and you turn in what's best?
Yeah, normally we don't have to make any changes at all to it. When it's ready, it comes out of, when we get to that point where we put it in the box, it's ready to go.
Mike Davis from Lotta Bull joining us here on the show. So, Mike, when you look back, evaluate the turn-ins for the invitational and then the turn-ins for the open portion, personally, which ones did you like best?
Well, like I say, I don't ever taste them until after the fact. But
or which ones did Debbie like best?
She actually liked the open day better. She doesn't say a whole lot. I mean, we have a routine that we go through, when we put it in the box and she goes out the door. And she came back every time. She said, "We're rocking it today, baby." And after every turn, it came in the door, said the same thing every time. So I don't know what she did different when she went out, but she came back in saying it every time.
Mike, do you think that pit masters are inherently superstitious at all?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Find something that works and stick with it regardless, right?
Yeah. They may not be superstitious, but they do the same thing every time. So
exactly. So big difference there. Now, your category breakdown went 26 in chicken, so no call there, 5th in ribs, 73rd in pork, and a 2nd in brisket. So you have 2 calls, 2 non-calls. Did you feel like you had a real shot at winning when you had the 2 calls, especially, being so high? Or is it hard to gauge because you don't have the calls in chicken and pork, and you especially don't know how far you're down on the scale, considering that list is like 500 teams long?
Yeah, well, that's it. I mean, we knew the chicken was good. The chicken was right on. So you kind of figured it had to be pretty close, but, with the pork, you never know where it's going to end up at. So you kind of want to get excited about, hey, maybe I'm in this thing, but you try not to.
Now, I mentioned previously, Mike, you've had really quite a bit of success here at the American Royal over the years. 2002, you win the open portion. 2005, you win the open portion. And in 2005, you win the invitation. Well, you take a reserve grand champion for the invitational. 2006, you win the invitational portion. And then, of course, this past weekend, you take the open portion again. Anything that you can point to that really seems to trip the American Royal judges in your favor, or is it just happens to be you perform very well for this particular competition over the years?
I wish I knew what it was because I do it every year. But I really don't. I don't have a clue what it is. There's just some magic about the Royal for us. And, we said this before, that if we never got a call there again, we've been blessed enough to do what most people can only dream of doing, in a lifetime. So I don't know. I get to see friends there that I never see any other time of the year, and it's just a good time for us.
Mike,
it's more of a kickback, relaxed time, and maybe that's part of the deal. I don't know.
Now, I've asked this of some previous winners of the American Royal, whether it be the Invitational or the Open portion, because, 2 of the biggest events that take place are only weeks apart from each other. We have the Jack Daniels coming up here towards the end of the month. Would you, if you didn't win either of these, and then all of a sudden you win the American Royal Open, would you trade it to take a Jack win, or would you keep the American Royal because of, at least in my estimation, it really does seem to allow or at least give a format or a platform for all the best teams to come together and compete head-to-head at one point during the year?
Before I invite you all to go back and listen to the rest of the show, did you just listen to that? Did you listen to the quality of that interview, the intensity? It's competition barbecue in its golden day, and it just speaks to me. Like, this was a deep interview with a great guest talking about real competition barbecue. I just don't, that energy is not there anymore. I don't feel it anymore. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but I do invite you to go listen to the rest of this show because it is a really great interview. And you can find it over at the BBQCentralShow.com. Link in today's show notes will take you to the complete episode. Thanks so much for listening. Until next time, I'm your host, John Solberg. I look forward to talking to you again soon.